Greetings, this is Ty Brown and welcome to the Business of Creativity podcast, the unofficial podcast of the Graziadio Business School. We're joined today by Lauren Elsner. Lauren is a student in a fully employed MBA program here at Graziadio. Greetings, Lauren. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Now, of course, Lauren, in the FEMBA program, you did your undergrad at Skidmore College. And what I understand about your career is that you spent most of the time in your career in the entertainment industry. You were a talent manager and you ran a theatrical department. What I also know about you is that you are a fitness junkie, right? Love to work out, and co-president of the Graziadio Women's Business Association. Did I get all that correct?
Yes, all accurate. Correct statement.
Excellent. Excellent. So the entertainment industry. Now we've talked, I think we both started around the same time, met like on the improv Zoom conversation. So I think Graziadio Women's we're having, but
we had a virtual Zoom improv Zoom night over a year ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago, right? But now you worked in the entertainment industry, and from what I understand, you came to business to get away from that environment. Now, is that because the pressure of the entertainment industry, or because you don't seem like somebody who's afraid of pressure, but I know it can be hard on people. Talk to us a little bit about the experience you had in the entertainment industry that led you to Graziadio in terms of getting your MBA.
I love the entertainment industry, but at the end of the day, it is a very difficult industry to work for in terms of, I worked in talent representation, and you're working with very demanding clients, and it's also a very male-dominated industry. You know, the show Entourage, kind of encapsulates a little bit of that type of environment. And I had pre-COVID gotten my dream job where I was heading a theatrical department at a company, and that mainly managed, stand-up comedians. And with the pandemic, obviously comedy was no longer an option. So I was there 2 months. It was going really, really well. They were owned by a bigger parent company, though, that had to, effectively furlough and then let go of 95% of the company. And I kind of had this aha moment, and I looked around at people I had worked for and I worked with, and I looked around kind of the environment, and I thought long and hard if I really wanted to do this long term. I made so many great relationships, and I still have great relationships with a lot of people in those industries, including some of my former bosses. But I just came to this realization that I didn't really want to do it anymore. And when you are a talent manager, it's a 24/7 job. You really have to be working 7 days a week and be available. And I wanted a little more time for my personal life. And so my mom got her MBA from Pepperdine, and I was like, well, the world is shut down. Let's go back. And I've always been interested in business. I was a minor in business undergrad, and I studied international business in Barcelona, and I'm always really fascinated by business. So I decided to apply to Pepperdine and come back and get my MBA.
Get your MBA, right? This inflection point in your life.
Yeah.
So what I know about you from following you on Instagram is fitness, right? Right. You know somebody's life from Instagram, which is usually not true. But for you, this seems to be something that's genuine, is that fitness is very important to you, right? You talk a lot on Instagram about losing weight, about fitness. And to me, there seems like is it more than just losing weight? Was there also some type of some therapeutic aspect to the fitness journey that you've been on?
Yeah, there was kind of this transformation that had happened. And I should mention that when I was younger, I played sports. I was pretty competitive. I played soccer, I played volleyball, but I was also a pretty serious ballerina. And I was a ballerina for 15 plus years. I danced in college, and I had 4 knee dislocations and surgery by 23. And then when I worked in entertainment, it's kind of a nonstop job. And so a lot of the job is going out for drinks. It's going out for comedy shows, and you don't really get the time to, take as much time for fitness. And I kind of looked in the mirror after I worked in entertainment and I go, oh my gosh, like I don't recognize myself. Wasn't living the most healthy lifestyle. And so when I left entertainment, it was kind of this really healing process that happened. So around that time, I got really into meditation, and I also found an outdoor boxing gym. Those two things really, really changed my life for the better. And meditation, I'm very, very passionate about meditation because it's like the gym for your brain. And so I became somewhat really kind of addicted to boxing and meditation. I kind of went on this whole wellness journey, and I wanted to share my journey with people and let them know, like, you can do this. And it's not really about losing weight. It's about achieving your goals and feeling good in yourself. And I'm so passionate because when I work out, it's mainly for my mental health. Like I feel more focused. I feel more present in my work. I feel that I can accomplish things. And it's also the release of endorphins. You feel great after it. So, and also I think boxing for women or any self-defense is very important to learn how to defend yourself and find that empowerment as well.
Yeah, that's important. You said you had four knee dislocations, like
Oh
four knee.
yeah, 40 dislocations by
Oh
23,
man,
and I had surgery at 23.
and that's like from dancing.
Yeah, that's from ballet. Ballet is very difficult on your body. I was put on point, which is like when you dance on your toes, by age 9,
Hmm.
and your body kind of tears and wears on you. People, same with athletes. That ballet is very, very difficult on your body, and you have to look beautiful doing it. And so I think by 23, my body just. I said 40 dislocations. I said that's enough. I want to live my life and be physically active without having to worry about my knees. And I'm really glad I got surgery when I did.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I understand about the wear and tear on your body. I've had 2 shoulder surgeries. Don't necessarily know if they're from being a former student athlete, but it had to have something to do with the wear and tear of having the shoulder surgeries.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know if I did it
definitely.
beautifully, like you just said you had to be when you were in ballet, but um, yeah, that's interesting. And and you said you danced at Skidmore. What kind of dance did you do?
Yeah, no, that was a big attraction for me at Skidmore. They have one of the best ballet programs in the country. So New York City Ballet is housed there during the summer. I knew I wasn't going to be a professional dancer, but at the time I thought I was going to minor in it. And then I kind of fell into business because first semester I dislocated my knee freshman year. So I took this amazing class at Skidmore called MB 107, and it took 6 students from different business classes, and you had a coach that was a junior or senior, and you were given a company, and our company at the time was Papa John's, and you're given like an objective of raising X amount of money in 10 years, and you present in front of real executives, whether they were Skidmore parents or associated with the school. And it was like pretty much a case competition, and it was my introduction really to business, and that prompted my love for business. And
Oh,
I was like, oh
wow.
well, dance, I mean, I've done dance most of my life, but
It's a business
dance you
thing.
can only use so much, but business you can use with everything. And I also studied psychology, and those two were a really good marriage, because at the end of the day, I think you're good at business if you understand people and you understand how they work.
That sounds like good experience in your undergrad in terms of that business thing you mentioned, presenting to
Mm-hmm.
executives and then taking psychology, understanding people. Tell me about how you've applied that during your MBA experience here at Graziadio.
Yeah, it was a great experience. Skidmore is one of the only liberal arts schools to have a business program, actually. There was the professor who headed it, Dr. Timothy Harper, was really phenomenal. And it was a great core curriculum. I took marketing, I took an organizational behavior class, and then I got the opportunity to study internationally abroad in Barcelona,
Oh, wow.
and international business, and learn about like supply chain management. And I was really always fascinated with business, and I felt when I worked in entertainment, I wanted a little bit more of an academic kind of challenge that I had missed in school because Ty, we're nerds. We like to learn. That's why we're,
Hilarious, yeah.
that's why we're in grad school. You never stop learning. You never stop, you don't want to ever stop learning. You don't ever want to stop growing. So I decided to go back and learn more about business because I just loved it so much. I was so passionate about it. And a lot of my inspiration too was from my mom, who went to Pepperdine in full-time program and was very successful in tech sales. And I got to watch her growing up being a very successful businesswoman. And so that was a large impact on me as well.
So some of this stuff isn't new to you, the material you're learning.
Well, it had been a few years,
right.
That I had worked in entertainment. So not new per se, but it was a refresher, accounting.
I hear you. Right. So the Graziadio Women's Business Association, right? You're co-president. Give us some information about this organization and what you are trying to accomplish in your current leadership role as the co-president.
So I had the opportunity to, during the pandemic, as well as you, that's where we met. I was looking for opportunities to network with students because everything was online, and I really, I'm an extrovert, I'm very social. And so I wanted to be around people. And so I decided to look up some clubs and join the Women's Business Association. And I was like, wow, this seems like a really great club. And my now best friend, mentor, Catherine Harrison, had started this organization. And basically this organization is about empowering women to thrive in the business world. So through holding events that are not only a networking, professional space, but also wellness space, social space, and it promotes connections, diversity, gender equity. We have a VP of Male Allies, Kia, and it is just about really empowering women, and also, male allies, to give them tools how to best support women in the workplace, and providing opportunities and events that allow for networking, learning experiences. It has definitely been the most amazing experience I have had at Pepperdine. I am able to run this board with 10 amazing women that none of these events are possible without their help. And they're fantastic. And it's been a great experience thus far. So yeah, it's been nice throwing these events and running the club.
Yeah, it's interesting. I joined when I came on, of course, during the pandemic year, because the organization was the most active. There were events that were happening. And so I was looking for a way to meet people other than the people who were in my class. And so I joined, and that's the reason I joined, is because of how active you guys were in terms of doing events.
That's all Catherine.
Yeah, Catherine, actually. So me and Kia interviewed her early on in the podcast, and she's dynamic, the things, she's just organized. It's like this, I want to just hang with her so I can get some of the organization from her and use it in my life.
Oh yeah, she's one of the smartest people I've ever met. I go to her a lot for advice, professionally, personally, also on running the club. I mean, she's really, really incredibly smart and amazing woman. And I feel very grateful to have known her and been given this opportunity.
You said she's a mentor, right? I guess she was a second year when we started. She did the full-time program, right?
Yeah, she did the full-time program while she was working full-time owning a business, while establishing, this club. And she's really, really phenomenal person.
Yeah, that's excellent to have somebody that has been through the program that you consider a mentor. She's really one of the only second year people we met, because a lot of second years when we started were pretty frustrated because of the switch to virtual and everything. Everybody, even at school, was trying to figure out what to do. But she was one of the ones that I had the pleasure of meeting. I think that's great that you consider her a mentor. Um, I'd like to know a little bit about your leadership style. You're a high energy person. We talked about fitness. Staying active seems like a priority to you. You said you were a former athlete, so you're probably competitive. I don't know if that ties into an aggressive leader or what type of leader are you, but I know you were co-president. So the other president, Christine Donato, I mean, you guys don't seem to have the same type of personality. So talk to me a little bit about that and your leadership style and how the energy ties in and everything in terms of leadership.
Yeah, my energy style, I mean, I'm very goal oriented and I always tell people get those goals. And so I try to be very authentic in my leadership style, but also transformational. So I try to engage our members. I try to inspire them through different types of events that will make them, want to participate, whether it's wellness events like self-defense class or working with Emerging Tech Association about Women in AI event, or it's professional headshots for LinkedIn. And that high energy is great because it helps me with getting things done and being very persistent, and being organized in terms of following up. You have to be very organized, and Christine compliments me in the way that she's really good at communication. She's a really good, effective communicator, and I am a good, effective doer. And so oftentimes we work together because she helps me effectively communicate to the best of our ability to get things done on behalf of our club, which sometimes, can be a complicated process, to say the least.
Yeah, it's important. The value of a GSD person, right? A get stuff done person.
I love
to
that
an organization.
You used that earlier, that get stuff done person. That is,
yeah.
You need one of those. You gotta have one of those. A get stuff done person. That's what you are. You're a get stuff done person.
Well, you just described yourself as that in terms of the personality of Lauren, the high energy, the competitive, where that applies to your leadership style. I think that's an excellent thing in terms of where that will take you in the future, Lauren.
Thank you. I hope so.
I'll ask this one question before we wrap. Thinking about working in the entertainment industry, your undergrad at Skidmore, and some of the business classes you took there had to be a lot of things learned and that you've taken from working in the entertainment industry. And then now you mentioned that you have evolved since being here in the MBA program. I wonder about the future for Lauren Elsner. Like, what are the plans? Do you have long-term, immediate, short-term? Like, what happens when you finish?
Yeah. So I think like one of the best lessons I learned from Pepperdine is, and I think you can agree with this, is how to work with different types of people in different projects, and how to, in relation to that, how to effectively communicate to get your point across in a way that is respectful and positive. Working in entertainment, I'd be the first to say I had a lot of bad habits. I was very competitive. I was very domineering and very aggressive. And so Pepperdine has really taught me to observe and be a little bit more self-aware. And with that, my whole journey of wellness, I want to start eventually my own company called Wellness Entertainment. That would take my love for wellness and executive coaching. And after I finished my MBA, I would like to go get certified in meditation. And I would eventually like to start a company that brings executive coaching and my business experience, but also incorporates some of the wellness techniques that I've learned and go in and help people in entertainment. And that includes, assistants and women, people at executive levels, and bring a little bit of wellness to this industry, which I think it is in need of. Definitely. That is my long-term goal. My short-term goal is to get a job on kind of the business development or strategy side of a wellness or potentially a tech company, to get a little bit more of experience in that space. So although we're on spring break, I am in job hunting mode right now as I come up on my last job.
Well, I'm sure you'll be successful at it, whatever you end up doing. I've seen how you work. I've seen some of the outcomes of your work, and I think you'll be great wherever you end up, Lauren. I really appreciate you joining us here on the Business of Creativity podcast.
Thank you so much, Ty. It was so nice being a guest and getting to know you over these past 2 years. And also, congrats! Shout out to you for winning the sports case competition at UCLA and beating out the other teams.
I appreciate it. I had some pretty good people working with us in order to get that done. That was Lauren Elsner. Lauren is a student in the fully employed MBA program here at Graziadio. And of course, this is Ty Brown, also in the full-time MBA program. This is the Business of Creativity podcast, the unofficial podcast of the Pepperdine Graziadio Business School. And keep in mind, the role of a leader is to create and maintain an environment that people want to be a part of. And as always, be better tomorrow than you are today.